It's been exactly 3 weeks now since the season finished away at Wimbledon, and Walsall have decided to finally announce their released and retained list from the 2023-24 season. On the whole, it's what I expected really. There's a couple of surprises in here, which we'll go on later in the video, but on the whole, no real surprises. But yeah, like I said, it's been 3 weeks. Walsall fans have been waiting in anticipation to see what was going to happen going to this season, and on the whole, we've kept the core of the squad. So look at the players we've kept. Well, who were under contract going into next season. We've got Brandon Comley, Donovan Daniels, Jack Earing, Priestley Ferguson, Liam Gordon, Isaac Hutchinson, Jamie Jellis, Danny Johnson, Ronan Mayer, Oisin McKenty, Ryan Stirk and Evan Weir. So it's about 13 players already under contract, which puts us in a good position anyway going to next season. We've got a core to build around, which is unlike we've had for a few seasons really. We've had to add a couple of big rebuild jobs, which you really don't really need. I think if you can keep a good squad and just add quality, which we'll need to do this summer, no doubt about that. I still think we need 6, 7, 8 quality players for our starting 11 to really push up the league. I think that is a good start really, and hopefully some of them in there stay. There's no 100% guaranteed Danny Johnson's going to stay. You probably want more game time. Isaac Hutchinson, is he going to stay? I think if offers coming from higher clubs up in the EFL, I think he'll be gone. But the rest should stay. So it's a decent start. And the ones who are going to be released, we've got 4 players: Owen Evans, Roland Meniyese, Aramoid Ote and Joe Riley. I think that's pretty much expected really, them 4s. Expecting definitely for them 4 to move on. Game time's been limited for all of them really this season. Owen Evans was our starting goalkeeper at the start of this season. He got injured at Barrow away, and then Jackson Smith really hit some good form, and he hasn't really got back into the side really. He come in around January, February time, and he looked really dodgy. So I can understand that one, Evans. I think he's a solid League 2 keeper. He'll go and find himself another club in this league, no doubt about that, because he's a solid goalkeeper. I think his confidence was shot towards the end of his spell at Walsall. And yeah, like all of these players, wish them all the best in the future. Roland Meniyese, another one. He's only played 1 game for us this season, I believe, in the league. I think he was injured at the start of the season. He had a really bad injury. And then he was loaned out to Aldershot. Did okay there. The fans speak really highly of him there. Then he came back just for that 1 game against Barrow at home when we needed him. Had a few of the centre-backs out. Scored a goal, but also committed a foul for the penalty. But alright, Meniyese, I think he's a solid player, and I think potentially he'll be going back to Aldershot, but it wouldn't surprise me if a lower half League 2 side picked him up. I think he's a decent defender for this level, but his time was to move on at Walsall, didn't get the game time he needed. Ote now, I think he's a really creative player. I think he's really exciting to watch. He runs at defenders, and he's a good player. Just the problem with him this season, I think he's had too many injuries, pretty injury prone, hasn't really had a run of consistent games. And where do I see him fitting in our system going to next season? If we're going to continue with this 3-5-2 formation, maybe something I'll discuss in another video. Should we stick with that going to next season? Let me know in the comments. But where does he actually fit in that system? Can he play as a number 9 up front, or would he have to play a wing back? I think he's personally more of a winger. I think he could do a job there in the middle, but I think his best position is as a winger running that player. So yeah, Ote's been released as well, which I think some fans have said 50-50 on him. I would have got rid of just personally out of lack of availability really. And then Joe Riley, another one, had his injury issues and really hasn't really done that good at Walsall, unfortunately. I think was expecting a lot more when he came in from Carlisle in 2022. Michael Flynn speak highly of Joe Riley when he was injured, and then he came back in. I couldn't work out if he's a right back or a centre midfielder. Still can't really. Lacks that sharpness, I think, what I saw at Walsall. And yeah, right time to move on. All the 5 loan players, so Emmanuel Adebayoga, David Kagbu, Ross Tierney, Mo Fallon, Josh Gordon have returned. There is rumours going around that Josh Gordon apparently might be returning. Matt Sadler is interested in bringing him back, so we'll see with that one. And I wouldn't be against Mo Farah coming back to the club, but potentially I can see him moving on up the leagues if West Brom loan him back out. He's got another year there. I can see him going out on loan to League One. So let's go on to the contract renewals. So obviously yesterday there was the news Jamil Matt had extended his contract by a further year, staying with the club till 2025. I don't know how to feel about this one. I put a tweet out last night. You can see he's a good leader, a good character, and I think he's a good mentor for the younger players. But I just think his legs are personally gone, and I just can't see him lasting a full 46 game season. And I think if he's used as more of an impact sub, I think it's not bad. We could do a lot worse, but if he's been signed up for our starting striker next season, then I do worry a little bit. Just like I said, he can't last full 90 minutes. He struggles to last 45 at the moment. But maybe there's a sense if he can get himself fit in the summer, he could look like a different player, because I still think there is a lot he could improve on his game. I don't think his hold-up play is amazing. He could do a lot better on that. But he's a handful in both boxes off set pieces, which we have had a lot of joy off this season, both attacking and defensively. But like I said, he's a good character, good experience as well, so that could be valuable going into next season if we want to push up the league. And then we've offered 3 contracts which have been accepted. Harry Williams, Douglas James Taylor and Taylor Allen. I believe all 3 had a option to extend, which have all been triggered. Let's go through all of them. Harry Williams, if we were being really harsh, I'd have released him. Like I said, a bit like Altay, we haven't seen much of him this season. Had his injury issues. I think he had a brilliant game at Bradford away. He pocketed Andy Cook, but except for that, he's been injured. But I'm not angry at that decision. He's a young player, could be a good squad player and pushing for the first team. He's still young, so we could develop on him after we brought him from Alvechurch. So yeah, I'm not angry at that decision, and maybe it could be one that could be seen as a sensible one. Tyler Allen was a must really. He was excellent when he slotted in at that left centre back role, because there was many fans at the start of the season just gone questioning him getting a contract extension in the last released and retained. But since then he has really kicked on as a player. Looks a real solid player, and if we're going to continue with this 3 at the back, he's a good option as that left-footed left centre back. So real good option for us to have next season. I'm happy he's staying. Really good off a set piece as well. So yeah, that's a good bit of business. And then Douglas James Taylor, this is the one I've found upon. The guy scored 2 goals this season, and let's be honest, since Freddie Draper's gone back, we've all questioned the strikers really, and he's been under that bracket really. And the amount of chances he's had, even when he's come on, I know he hasn't had the game time he's wanted this season, but even when he's come on, there's no clinical edge in the striker, unfortunately. I think the reason we're going to extend his contract, I believe we will loan him out. We'll see where to, but I still think Walsall see a player in him, and potentially there is, but what I've seen so far, this will be his 3rd season at the club, and he hasn't really delivered. I think he scored maybe 5 goals over them 2 seasons, which is not good enough, is it? Really not good enough. So I've frowned upon that decision. We'll see where that one goes. And other news, we've offered Jackson Smith a new contract, but we're still waiting on a decision from that. I'd like Jackson Smith to stay. I think he's a solid goalkeeper. I still think we could do better in the goalkeeping department, but that's just me being ambitious. I think we could improve all over the pitch really. If we really want to push for promotion, like I said earlier in the video, we've really got to be bringing in 6, 7, 8 real established League 2 players, real quality players, and I question if we're going to do that. I think we've got 15 players contracted now with them contract renewals, mate. I think 16 actually with Jamil Matt, and if the 3 accept them contract offers, we'll talk about Joe Fawkes and Tom Knowles in a minute. That'll be 19 players, so I can't see a massive summer overhaul coming, which fans would have wanted. But yeah, like I said, it's a change really. If we do that, we normally signing 10+ players, so could work in our favour keeping the squad together. But we'll wait and see. And obviously, like I said, we're still waiting on decisions as well from Joe Fawkes and Tom Knowles. I think Tom Knowles had an option to extend in his contract, so we're obviously working on a fresher deal to keep him at the club. Obviously, probably a 2-year deal and then improve on his wages maybe. Tom Knowles is an exciting player with energy, but we can't have him as a right wing back, unfortunately. If we want to get promotion next season, we have to do better in that department. We've been needing one since Liam Bennett went back to Cambridge, and we still haven't signed one. So that is the area of focus we need to get. Joe Fawkes I'd keep. I think he's a good young player, 20 years old, coming 21 soon. There's definitely a player there. I just think if he's not guaranteed game time at Walsall, for his own personal sake, I'd move on. He's, like I said, he's 2021 now. He ain't a kid anymore, so he's got to be playing men's football week in, week out. So there's a decision there to be made. So we're still waiting on 3 players' contracts to be extended. We'll see with them. But overall, it's what I expected really. A few surprises in there, but yeah, nothing that really blew me away. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Leave in the comments your thoughts on Walsall's retained list, and I'll see you in the next one.